Shanti Shanti.
Yat Shreyasyat Nishchitam Bruhitanmi. You tell me where lies my Shreyas. And why should you tell me? Shishyasteham. This is the first time Arjuna said that I am your disciple. All along he had been his friend and he was behaving at the same level. Here he became humble. The humility is the first criterion for anybody to become seeker. When we understand that we know nothing, we are not able to find out the path at all, then we become humble. And then Arjuna said, Shishyasteham, I am your disciple. Shadhimam, you give me your discipline. What will the Guru do to a Shishya? Shishya comes from who follows the discipline given by the Guru, Shasana given by the Guru. Shadhimam Tvam Prapannam, you give me the discipline what I have to do, the pursuit what I have to follow, because I am your disciple. But why should you give? Why should the Guru give anybody? The condition is there. Tvam Prapannam, I have taken your refuge. When the Shishya takes refuge in the Guru cannot deny. He has to give him, tell him what he has to do and guide him. He cannot refuse when the Shishya really takes refuge in the Guru. So this is a discrimination comes from, we started from Viveka. Viveka means the discriminating between where lies the permanent goal and what are the temporary things, where I am going, becoming slave to the worldly objects, worldly situation, and how I can win over and become master of myself. The whole being will be under my control. These discrimination, that is the Viveka. Finally it is Nitya Nitya Vastu Viveka. That is to find out which is permanent and which is impermanent. That means find out which is Atma and which is Anatma, which is not Atma. Everywhere to find out which is changeless and which is changeful. But it starts with the differentiation between Shreyas and Preyas, as Kathopanishad puts it. Now, this Viveka is the first quality we must have. Unless we are looking for Shreyas, we will not apply the Viveka. The Viveka will start working in us only when we are looking for the Shreyas. Then only it will work. So this Viveka has to be enhanced and enhanced and enhanced. Now, suppose somebody has a very good discrimination. He can understand very well, though this is the permanent, this is consciousness, never changes, and the world always undergoes changes. So he is understanding everything, that what is permanent, what is impermanent. Will we call it Viveka? A scientist may have much sharper power of discrimination about understanding which is more lasting, which is less changing, which is more changing. Because of his intellect, he can do a very good analysis of everything and understand also better. But we will not call that discrimination Viveka. Maybe it is a discrimination according to English, but we will not call it Viveka until this Viveka, whatever he finds to be permanent, whatever he finds to be Shreyas, whatever he finds to be leading him to the ultimate auspicious goal, he follows that path. Suppose I know everything, I know this path will take me to the ultimate auspiciousness and this path will take me to hell, to all indulgences. Knowing that I take the path of indulgences, leaving the path of auspiciousness, then we don't call it Viveka at all. We call it simple, we may call it discrimination or intelligence, he is very clever, we will say. But we will not say he is a Vivekin. So a Viveka will be when you have discriminated and you are refusing to follow what is temporary or what is short-lived, and you are always looking for what is long-term auspicious, which will take you to the ultimate auspicious goal. You are following that, then only we will call it Viveka. So we say that Viveka, if it is a real Viveka, Samyak Viveka, then that Viveka must lead us to Vairagya, the second quality. Now Vairagya, we may always think that Vairagya means leaving something and going away, always walking off to the forest. It is not like that. Vairagya is an internal development. This, when we have applied the Viveka and we have found that everything in this object, my fulfillment will not depend on attaining anything in the objective world. Na vittena tarpaniyo manushyo. When my viveka tells me that, and because of that I lose interest in I don't try to make myself happy by pursuing anything objective. I discovered that the happiness is right within me, it is spontaneous, it is swabhaviki. And by running after any objective gain, I may do anything, I may do everything in the world. But the delusion is that when we posit the carrot of I will become happy by doing that. When I understand that this will make me happy. Does it make me happy? The building will make me happy. I put all my effort to make the building. It will make me happy. After we have got, my family will stay there and everybody will be happy. We think so many. But when you enter, within a few days, they will point out that this window should have been there, this door should have been there, this is not giving enough of air wind, this is not nice, you should remake this thing, this gadget is not working, that gadget is not working. You feel like running away from the building. Is it not so? So, we think that when I achieve that, I will become happy, but nobody becomes happy. By the time we achieve that and for a short time we become happy, immediately the other insufficiencies and desires, everything that come around, they completely overwhelm us and again we are unhappy. So, when we realize that the real happiness does not lie in the objective gain, then should we run after the objective gains for being happy? We will not. That is called viveka. So vairagya is that viveka must automatically, if it is a samyak viveka, it must automatically lead us to vairagya. That we will no more run after things for becoming happy. Then he may do much more than the other people are doing, but not with the delusion that by doing this I will become happy. And when he leaves that, he does everything out of joy because he is a free performer. He is not bound by the end result that the end result will make me happy. He is not bound by that. He becomes a free performer. He goes around the world doing many things, whatever is needed for sarva bhuta hite rataha. So vairagya is this kind of a mindset which no longer clings to anything objective. He need not run away. He may remain in the palace. He may remain in a mud cottage also, kutia also. He will not be affected anywhere. In the palace he will not feel that, oh, I am so comfortable here. May I always live here. He may stay 7 days in the palace. The next day he may go to the mud cottage and lie on the floor also. He has no problem in that. That is vairagya. Vairagya means not to become slave to the objective situation and the objective world. That slavery, when he wins over the slavery, he is a vairagyan. He becomes free. The more you win over this slavery, more you become free. The more you become master of yourself. That is called vairagya. In other sense, he developed an inherent impersonality. Impersonality. Because always we are bound by me, mine, etc. Vairagya means those possessiveness, me, mine, will not affect him anymore. He will become impersonal in his vision. He will be able to see whatever is right, whatever is wrong. If the enemy has some very good qualities, he will appreciate those qualities. If the most beloved person has many things, or I myself have many defects, he will know those defects also. He will be open about that. He will not try to hide those defects. These are all the qualities of vairagya. He will become an universal human being. Everybody will become equal to him. So this viveka must lead to vairagya. Then only we will call it viveka. Now viveka, vairagya, when these two adorn, it will not come just as a vairagya. You will find that 6 other qualities are adorning your personality also. That is shamadamadi shadga sampattihi. Shadga sampatti means the sixfold or 6 wealth, the treasures, sampatti. As I said, for a seeker, sampatti is not the worldly sampatti, not the objective sampatti, but the inner wealth. What are the inner wealths? Shama, dama, titiksha, uparati, shraddha, samadhana. These are the 6. Shama means the collectedness of the mind. The mind should not be moving around with various desires. You can easily understand the way I have just now discussed Vairagya. If that Vairagya is there, naturally the mind will not be always scattered, running after things, running after this. People want to do meditation. Everybody sits for meditation, and everybody has the complaint that whenever I sit for meditation, the mind runs around. Will it not run around? Because throughout the day you have been deliberately running around. At least if not bodily, your mind has been running around, blaming this person, looking for this fulfillment of the desire, running after this, running away from that, criticizing this, blaming that, etc. So the mind, you have made deliberately the mind to run around throughout the day. So when you sit for meditation, it is a quiet time when all those thoughts will come and crowd your mind, crowd your brain. So what is the point in complaining that my mind is not restful? It cannot become restful unless you cultivate Vairagya. So when you cultivate Vairagya, automatically you have dealt with the centrifugal forces, as I said, which is pulling your mind away. You have reduced those, by Vairagya, you have reduced those centrifugal forces which pulls your mind away from your anchor. So automatically when you sit for meditation, you will have a very good meditation. So this Shama will dawn when you have enough of this Viveka and Vairagya, automatically Shama will dawn. This Shama, when it has dawned, for controlling your senses, you don't have to do a lot of control. This control is a wrong word there. Dhamma generally is called sense control, but I don't want to use that sense control. The senses will become sublimated, purified. When Shama is there, you don't have to control your senses. The senses will automatically be under your control. They will be under your guidance. They will not go haywire. They will not be disloyal. They will not run around. They will not violate the instruction given by your intelligence or from your Viveka Buddhi. So Dhamma, Shama will automatically produce this Dhamma. When Viveka, Vairagya and Shama, Dhamma, they are there, Titiksha comes. Titiksha means Sahanam Sarvadukkhanam Apratikara Purvakam. That is all the suffering, the forbearance to bear all the sufferings without looking for a redress. Now you may immediately ask that, should we not look for a redress? If the door has broken and something is cracking or so, should we not repair? Yes, we should repair. The question is not in the external what we are doing. The question is, if something is not very pleasant, are you getting affected or not? If you are getting affected by what I am not liking around, then I don't have the titiksha. Titiksha means I should not get affected. Suppose one day I did not get food. Well, I am hungry, it is true. And if something is available, I will eat, but something is not available, my mind should not get upset by that just by hunger. That is titiksha. As titiksha grows more and more, this unaffectedness also will grow more and more. That is what in Kathopanishad it has been illustrated by Nachiketa's behavior. 3 days, 3 nights he remained without food, without water, sitting outside the Yamaraja's palace. He did not go out or come back here, there and looking for water, looking for food or so. He was waiting for Yamaraja. If somebody had offered, he would have taken. Offered food, he would have taken. But nobody came, nobody offered. He kept quiet there. So this titiksha is extremely important, to remain unaffected. That ultimately this unaffectedness is spirituality. So to remain unaffected, the titiksha is extremely important. Titiksha means remaining unaffected in situation where you are not in a pleasant situation. Sahanam sarvadukkhanam apratikara purvakam. Suppose there is something wrong in the society. He may go all out to lead a revolution also, to set right the society. You cannot say that Sahanam sarvadukkhanam apratikara purvakam. Why he is running for pratikara? No, he can do anything, but he is doing it not getting affected himself. He is doing it for the society, as Sri Krishna also planned the war. But it is not out of an affectedness of his mind. His mind should remain unaffected. This is titiksha. So Shama, Dhamma, titiksha. Next is uparati. Rati means reveling in something, enjoying something, indulging in something. Rati means actually the relishing something. So generally by rati we mean always that relishing something of the objective world, either gross sensory things or even fame or praise or appreciation. The mind looks for all those things, they are subtle things. Both are rati, that relishing either some gross object, sense situations, sensory indulgences, or relishing something, some praise or something coming from outside, somebody opining something. Here Uparati means he no longer looks for rati outside, as earlier in that previous 2 verses before I have said, such a person becomes Atma Krida, Atma Ratihi, that he no longer looks for any rati outside because the rati is in the Atma within. So automatically the mind withdraws from relishing the worldly things, running after worldly things, running away from worldly things. He remains withdrawn in the mind. He may do everything with full attention, he will do, but not this everywhere. The thumb rule you apply is the bhogecha. The real trouble is the bhoga pravritti or bhogecha. That means our tendency to always look for enjoyment. Always we are trying to enjoy something. We are looking for enjoyment, looking for enjoyment. There lies the trouble. The enjoyment is not outside. The real bliss comes from within. It is not outside. This bhogecha is the real culprit everywhere. Even when people meditate, the moment they get a bliss, they again and again look for that bliss, look for that bliss. Because we have a genuine insufficiency hosted in our mind right from birth. We are suffering from insufficiency, apurnata. So when we are freed of all desires, that insufficiency goes and we become happy forever. That is the truth. So uparati means withdrawing from relishing anything outside from the objective world. Shama, Dama, Titiksha, Uparati, then comes Shraddha. Actually Shraddha should have come in the beginning, but here why have they put Shraddha in the 5th place? Shraddha, in Bhagavad Gita, he has said, Shraddha mayoyam purushaha yo yat shraddhaha saeva saha. Shraddha mayaha hi ayam purushaha yo yat shraddhaha saeva saha. He says that a man can be called an embodiment of his Shraddha. Why? Because whatever you value most, your mind will be full of that. Suppose you are very much after money, that means you value money to be the most. Even if you are having billions, you want to have trillion and you want to become the richest person in the world. So you value money to be the highest, supreme. Although you may say that God is supreme, but that nobody is going to believe. In your mind, money is supreme in that case. Now if money is supreme, then you are always thinking about money. For everything you will compromise to have more money. All other things will be in the secondary position. So you will always look for money. So are not you an embodiment of money in that case? Whatever your Shraddha is, you become embodiment of that. Similarly for everything, whatever you are valuing most, your mind will be constantly occupied with that. And externally you may look different, you may have the body looking ugly or looking beautiful or whatever, but truly speaking what you are is what you are internally. Your mind will be made up of what your Shraddha is. Now here Shraddha means, when it is a question of the ultimate truth or the Vedanta or the knowledge of truth, then Shraddha means having value for whatever is spoken of in the Shastras and by the Guru. That is giving that the supreme value. Until you give the Guru Vakya and Shastra Vakya the supreme value, the ultimate value, you will not be able to progress in sadhana. Only when whatever has been spoken of about this reality, we have not realized, but the Shastras have spoken of about this. And when we consider that to be supreme, then all other things will come to the secondary position and that will be given the primary position. So this Shraddha is extremely important. It results into one-pointedness which we are looking for. The sadhana is to make us one-pointed. So Shraddha will make us one-pointed. Our whole life will become a sadhana. We will be completely, it is called, we will become a wholesome seeker. We will become wholesome sadhaka. Because whatever we do there, this Shraddha will appear. I may take food also, but in taking food, in our mind will be that by taking food, my whole body, mind, intelligence, emotion, everything should grow conducive to my sadhana. That means there also, in taking food also, sadhana is the main point. If I am having a certain lifestyle, I have to find out that whether it will help my sadhana or not. Shraddha will be always on sadhana. If I am going to do something outside also, whether it is conducive to my sadhana or not. So the whole mind will become attentive towards what is the goal we are speaking about. It is extreme attention. Shraddha can be also translated. There is no English translation for Shraddha. I have said that this is the value we assign to something. We may call it extreme assiduous attention to what we do. Naturally, if we value something, we will have extreme assiduous attention towards that also. So that makes our sadhana one-pointed. Shraddha samadhana. Samadhana means samyak adhana. That means this goal will completely get imbued in your personality. The Atma, the truth of the Atma, the realization of Atma, you will not look for anything else at all. You will be completely absorbed with that thought. Then comes mumuksha. See, with so much of wealth, if anything more is necessary, automatically mumuksha will come. Mumuksha, it is not so that as we generally often misunderstood that I don't want to get born again in this earth. People say like that. We just simply say from hearing from here, there and all. The true mumuksha means the eagerness for liberation. Liberation from what? From wherever we find bondage. Presently we feel bound by all the objective situation. If the living condition is not comfortable, immediately we get agitated. Maybe it's a very good condition if we think of the poor people of the world who are staying on the roadside, on the footpath, or not even there by the side of the railway line or so. If we think of their condition, we will be feeling shy that staying in a proper place also, having enough food, everything also, we are always grudging, we are complaining about our condition. So always, what is this? It is a bondage to the objective situation, that we are bound by all these things. Then if you go to the subtler level, I want to become good, but the bad thoughts come in me. That is also a bondage. I want to become very liberal, but the mind becomes constricted. It starts blaming, criticizing others. It doesn't see the qualities in others. Even if I see good qualities in others, I feel envious. So the mind is not becoming liberal. It is always miserly. It is always constricted. Karpanya dosho apahata. So these are all bondage. A seeker who wants to go to that ultimate liberated state, that where he becomes universal, where he becomes all-embracing, whatever is holding him from that is the bondage. He has to get rid of all that thing. That will create the liberation. So mumuksha means the ichha to become liberated. That means wherever the bondages are. So these are the real crux of the sadhana. So samyak jnana is not just reading the Upanishads and mastering all the Upanishads and preaching Upanishads, talking on Vedanta. That is not the samyak jnana at all. The jnana will become samyak only when it is associated with this fourfold sadhana. Sadhana chatushtaya. Unless these are there, this knowledge will not have its fire quality. It will not be jnanagni. It will be like a picture of a fire. With the picture of a fire, you cannot do anything. It doesn't have the warmth. It cannot burn the filth. It cannot burn the dead body even. Nothing you can do. You cannot cook your food with the picture of a fire. So until the knowledge is associated with these qualities, or as I said, the 20 enumerated qualities in Bhagavad Gita in 13th chapter, unless the knowledge is associated with these, the fire will be a picture of a fire. This jnana will be only a bookish knowledge. It will be the picture of jnana, not the real jnana. It will not be samyak jnana. So those who want the ultimate realization of this Atma, of this truth, and it has to be realization, because what is that Atma? Atma is your own self. It is my own I, whatever we are calling as I, always using at that. It is my own identity. So whatever is spoken of about the Atma, it has to become real of me. Until it becomes real of me, how can I say that I have known Atma? Atma is not something else, that the car I have gone in to examine and I have known the car. It is not like that. If I have known, then all these adornments should come along with that. That is called the Samyak Jnana.